Good evening. We're live on a Saturday night, first one of autumn, and it feels like fall here in South Bend. 55 degrees and a big game feel in the air. Top 10 matchup, Notre Dame and Stanford. The Irish are 4-0. They've got their first road win, a different quarterback, but a big thing starting to brew here in South Bend. Meantime, Stanford brings in the Heisman runner-up, Bryce Love, off a stirring overtime comeback win at Oregon. Can they get another win on a ranked team on the road tonight? Good evening, everyone. Mike Tirico, Heisman Trophy winner, Doug Flutie, Catherine Tappan, and Terry McCauley will join us here in a little bit. Well, Doug, Ian Book takes over as quarterback for Notre Dame last week. He puts up 5 touchdowns, responsible for running and passing. What did he bring to this Notre Dame offense that was a little different in your eyes?
Just a more efficient passing game. You know, the ball's out in rhythm. It's on time. He trusts his eyes, so therefore he makes a commitment to each throw, and he's more accurate with the football. It really opened up the playbook. All
right, Stanford's been opening it up. They're doing damage in the air on offense. So the question is, it's been tough running for Bryce Love, the Heisman runner-up. Is he still okay?
He's still a great ball player. There's no doubt about it. Anytime he touches the ball, he could go to distance. The problem is they're loading up the box and trying to stop the run first. Therefore, you open up some opportunities down the field in the pass game.
You're talking about the pass game. When the ball's in the air tonight, we could have a lot of fun. What are you looking forward to the most?
A lot of big, tall receivers and tight ends, especially on the Stanford side, tight ends. Jump ball type situations, they go up and get it. Both quarterbacks will put the ball up and give his receiver a chance.
And we have a couple of defenses that really don't have superstar players, but they bring high quality all the way through all 3 levels of defense. It was a tough call for Brian Kelly to make that quarterback switch. Brandon Wimbush was a winning quarterback, but the locker room and the team has stayed together, and now as they make that walk from the locker room. And here come the Irish. The Cardinal of Stanford. They make this biennial visit every fall to South Bend. Good start this year. 4 wins, including a win over San Diego State and USC. And Oregon in a thriller in overtime last week. The Cardinal take the field. What a magnificent 7 years on the farm for David Shaw. This is 100th game as Stanford head coach. He's won 77 of the first 99. Great scene here tonight. Stanford won the toss. They will receive. Jonathan Dorr to kick it off, and off we go from South Bend. Glad you're with us tonight. And it will be a touchback as Cameron Scarlett takes it 5 yards deep in the end zone. Let's get a look at the starting lineups for Stanford. Brought to you by Jeep. We mentioned Bryce Love doing the damage in the air. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, 7 touchdown receptions, second in the nation so far. Up front, it's been a little changeable. This is the 4th different game with a change in the starting lineup of the offensive line. Jesse Burkett, the senior, the steadiest. His return to the lineup has been so important for KJ Costello, the Stanford quarterback. The junior gets it rolling from the 25, and it's Love, and it is a loss of a yard. Like many other teams, Notre Dame lining up to get him. Julian Okwara starts his ball game for the Irish.
Already Notre Dame loading up the box, trying to stop the run first. That's where it all starts. The big plays will have to come in the pass game. Notre Dame's defense wants to stop the run first.
Costello getting the information. He took over in November last year, makes his 12th start, 8-3 overall. Junior grew up in Orange County, idolizing Carson Palmer, thus the number 3. He's got a strong arm, and you're going to see he handles a lot of the game at the line of scrimmage. He's learning how to be a quarterback for the next level while doing well at this level. Love for a yard. That's about it. Osmar Bilal and Tavon Cody make the tackle. 3rd and long coming up on this opening drive.
Tavon Coney on the left side breaks through, and Jonathan Bonner up front occupying 2 offensive linemen, allows Tavon Coney to run free, come in to make it stop.
Love comes out. Trevor Spates is the running back next to Costello. His big play receiver, Arcega Whiteside, bottom of the screen. Third and 10. Irish bring 4. Costello, the throw is incomplete. It was Drew Tranquil there for Notre Dame to break up the pass intended for the tight end, Caden Smith. 3 and out to start.
Well, there's pressure first coming off the right side. It's Julian Acquire, and a great job down the field by Drew Tranquil making a play on the ball. The tight ends of this Stanford offense are key to their offense.
It's a nice throw. These are two teams with very good special teams. Cardinal have 2 outstanding kickers. Jake Bailey, the punter, kicks it to Chris Fink. Great hang time to the sideline, 47 yards. Fink just stays in bounds and returns it 3. And the Irish take over just outside their 30-yard line for Ian Book. Man, did his life change a week ago today. Named the starting quarterback at Notre Dame just 2 years ago. He was the 5th stringer, and now he's the #1 guy. This is 3rd career start. You might remember last year Brandon Wimbush was injured and Book got the start at North Carolina. He came in relief to win the Citrus Bowl over LSU. Played 11 snaps in the first 3 games this year, and now his 2nd start. Book's throw on time, on target. Miles breaking, gain of 11, first down. Shown the sideline by Elijah Holder.
Just a rhythm throw with off coverage. Step and throw. He makes the easy throws look easy. The easy completions, it's become much more efficient offensively.
And if you want to know why he became the starter, that plays the example. Tony Jones, the run to the left, and Jones will be stopped after a gain of a yard. Jordan Fox with the tackle for Stanford.
Chip Long has said now that he can set other plays up. You know, you can run the easy stuff, complete it, and then do something off of it. Opens up our playbook if we're efficient in the pass game.
2nd year for Chip Long as the offensive coordinator. 2nd and 8 for Book, nothing open. He does have wheels, does take off, and gets the first down across the 25-yard line. And that's the part of his game that most didn't know about, but is very solid.
Absolutely. Do not sell him short athletically. Very quick, good change direction, good runner with a football. Now, Wimbush could take it 75, but he'll have a lot of 15 to 20-yard runs.
Jones picking through space, running behind the left side of that Notre Dame offensive line. It's just short of the 30-yard line. 3rd time we've called Bobby Okereke, the senior from Foothill High School in Santa Ana, California.
Very active.
Missing Casey Toohill, their outside linebacker, makes a lot of plays for them. Here's Jones again for a first down. He was a step away from going a long way. Jordan Fox got an arm on him to stop him.
Boy, Cole Kmet came down and did a double team on the left side and just washed everything down, half a step away from breaking into the secondary.
Cole Kmet, 84, playing a couple of weeks after a nasty-looking high ankle sprain. Book with time, throws, caught by Boykin at the 45-yard line. It was over the linebacker in front of the defensive back, and a gain of 18.
Boy, Okereke does a great job of running underneath this route from the linebacker level, but it's perfectly thrown. Beautiful throw by Ian Book.
Stanford 44, first down throw with the pressure coming. He didn't see it. He got away from Jordan Fox. Book just running to the sideline. It'll be a loss of a yard as he's escorted there by Joey Alfieri, who had the big play, that fumble return against Oregon that turned the game around for the Cardinal last week.
Jordan Fox comes free off the left edge. And this is what we're talking about athletically. Nice quick step to get away. And Book's eyes are downfield looking for the big play. Gets run out of bounds for virtually no gain, but he wanted to make, once he got outside the pocket, he kept his eyes down the field looking for a big play.
Dexter Williams in the game for the first time this year for Notre Dame. Takes the handoff and takes off. Williams on the run all the way for a touchdown.
'71 Alex Bars with a great block. Hainsey with a pull and a kick. Cole Kmet, number 84, stays on his block. Dexter Williams touch touches the ball for the first time this season and takes it all away.
Dexter Williams missed the first 4 games, the first third of the season. It was not confirmed, but widely reported that he was suspended for that first third of the season. He did all the things he needed to be back in the good graces of Brian Kelly in the program. Returns and makes an immediate impact. The first time he touched the ball, Justin Yoon adds the extra point. It had to be a frustrating offseason and start of the season for Dexter Williams. He took all that frustration out of the Cardinal defense. 7-0, Notre Dame. It's touchback. Jonathan Doerr's given 2 of those so far. Cameron Scarlett, the kick to a knee. Let's meet the Notre Dame defense. Starting lineups over here, brought to you by Jeep. We saw Kareem get hurt. We'll see if he comes back in. Jerry Tillery's been the best Notre Dame defender in terms of the grading, along with Tavon Coney. They're 1 and 2 with the grade so far, the first third of the season. In the secondary, Troy Pride Jr. and Julian Love are going to be challenged and tested. They are most weeks with teams so proficient in the pass game, but very tall receivers and tight ends are going to give 2 5'11" corners all they can handle tonight. Third drive for the Cardinal. They're looking for their first down of the night. Costello's pass is juggled and dropped. So it's been a slow start here. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver, may have been tipped on the way there.
You talk about the corners getting challenged. This time it's not going to be with speed, but with size. Yeah, this is a ball Arcega-Whiteside usually catches and comes up with, but this is going to be a game of body position and catching the ball in a crowd. It's not going to be a speed game for the receivers and corners.
Rough start for the Cardinals. 7 plays, 8 yards. See all those gold helmets in the box. 8 crowd the line, trying to stop this guy. Bryce Love still picks through space and gains 4. Adi Okindiji made the tackle for the Irish. Another 3rd down coming up.
Nice job of being patient through the hole there, picking his way through. Again, every time Stanford's running the ball, it's against the loaded box, which means there's an extra defender down there.
There is Khalid Kareem, 53, just came back on the field after they looked at him in the tent on the sideline. Costello clapping, needs it. 3rd and 6. Pressure coming. Hit by Hayes, but he hangs in there. It's complete to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. First down of the game for the Cardinals.
Well, you're afraid of one-on-one matchups on the outside, so you have 2 high safeties, which creates little windows underneath. Whiteside on the slant. Nice release. Great release. He stuck Pride to the outside, got up underneath him. That's an easy completion.
What a body, what a frame. 6'3", 225. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside from South Carolina, averaging 24 a catch, 7 of his 17 coming into tonight touchdowns. First down throw. Costello steps into it and finds Trenton Irwin. Not much there as Asmar Bilal and Troy Pride Jr. make the tackle.
So as we said earlier, Stanford would love to be a team that hammers the football at you and run it down your throat. Well, you're loading up the box again. So now they come out, throwing the ball a little, see if they can loosen up the defense, force them to play a little more pass coverage.
That's where David Shaw has seen the development of his quarterback. And they develop quarterbacks without guys looking at the sideline for every sign and other hand signal. They control it at the line of scrimmage. Love using that speed, foot in the ground, cuts upfield, right at midfield. Drew Tranquil stops him after Love picks up a first down.
This is a better way to get him the ball. Get it to him in space. You don't have to block 8 guys. You only have to block 2 or 3 on the perimeter and let him do his thing. Nice wrap up and tackle by Drew Tranquil, because he steps through a lot of these. He's got great lower body strength.
So for Stanford fans, that's an answer to loading up the box to stop the run. Get Love the ball on the perimeter.
Get him on the perimeter. Get him in a little bit of space. He's got one-on-one matchups and pass coverage.
Right in the middle of the house that Rockney built. From 50-yard line. Pass complete to Irwin again. That's another first down. Tavon Coney with the tackle, but Stanford gaining some rhythm on this third drive of the first quarter.
Again, it's a first down play, and they're in there trying to stop the run. You got one-on-one matchups on the outside, playing off coverage. Quick little throw. That's the same exact throw that was a little late on the third down. That ended up incomplete. He was in rhythm on time, and those are some easy completions on first and second down when defenses are loading the box to stop the run.
So scores in progress go by. Very busy night. Liam McHugh, Chris Sims are with us, keeping an eye on everything. To Notre Dame opponents, Michigan and Northwestern. Get a good one over at Evanston. Notre Dame shows pressure. It was blocked, and Love's got space. Bryce Love up the middle, taking off, and Love is gone. Touchdown, Stanford. Notre Dame brought the pressure. Love patiently found the space and takes it the distance.
Alohi Gilman from depth at the safety position is coming. Right now, it's a good numbers for Stanford, but here comes the extra guy. Great pickup on the block by Herbert. And he's off and running. I tell you, Bryce Love, every time he touches the ball, the defense coordinator is going to hold his breath.
Nate Herbig with a terrific block, and Pro Football Focus grading. He's the top-rated Stanford offensive player, and you see why. What a pickup he had there. Jet Toner adds the extra point. Bryce Love to the end zone. We saw it a lot last year. Just the third time this season, the 27th time in his fabulous career. Stanford responds, and we're tied at 7. And the Ravens coach, John Harbaugh, congrats to his daughter, Allison, who committed to the Notre Dame women's lacrosse team. Ravens sending out that tweet this year, that women's lacrosse team continuing to build and get strong. Great lax tradition here in South Bend. Kevin Corrigan's men's team has been to the NCAA's 13 straight years. Big sport here on campus. A returnable kick, Michael Young from the 5. Stanford down there to cover it, and Young won't get out to the 20-yard line. So it'll be a long field. Back to work come the Irish, and the carry for Dexter Williams. That's 2 yards to the 25-yard line.
He just ruined his average.
Yes, he did. He had the 45-yard touchdown on his opening play of the season. As we said, missed the first 4 games. There is no Jafar Armstrong for the Irish tonight, the sophomore, who has 5 rushing touchdowns to lead the team, out with a knee injury, out for a couple of weeks. Here is Williams again. Across the 40 to the 43. Frank Bunkum was waiting to stop him. But Williams, he's been in the garage ready to roll, and he is hitting the road hard.
This was all Dexter Williams, because Nate Wisher, 82, is going to be pulling. He misses his block. Williams still steps through and says, see you later. Gets upfield. Great quickness explosion.
The 44-yard line, just a 3-man rush, so 8 in coverage. Book's got nobody open, and he'll take off. And he'll get very close to a first down at the 48-yard line. A pickup of 8.
I like his calm and his poise. Little pump fake, wants to go up the seam. It's not there. He felt there was no rush, took his time, surveyed the field. Then he's athletic enough to make something out of it.
Joey Alfieri peeking in off the edge there. He's waiting for Williams, but Dexter gets the first down to the 41-yard line. He was limited by injury last year. Did carry for 360 total yards. Of course, with Josh Adams, there wasn't a lot of carries to go around for other players. But Williams is a guy who does have that explosiveness, and we've seen it on his first few here tonight. Book slant. Boykin with the grab to the 34-yard line. A first down pickup of a half dozen.
How about that catch? Boykin just snatched that with his hands. A little low, throwing out in front. He was kind of afraid of getting smacked coming over the middle, so he just put the brakes on and reaches down with the hands. Just great job. Hand catches. Reaching for the ball, trusting your hands.
10 different Notre Dame receivers caught balls last week. Part of the impact of the quarterback change. Book has time, shot play down the field. Chase Claypool goes up, and did he catch it? Oh, he almost caught the ricochet as Paulson Adebo and Claypool were going at it.
This is what we're talking about tonight. There are going to be a lot of these opportunities. Claypool, big, tall receiver, going up strong. Adebo's a great defensive back. Made like 3 or 4 great plays at the end of the game against Oregon last week. And Claypool pulls it away, stays with it on the ground, almost comes up with it.
Wow. Ian Book thought for a minute he had his 4th touchdown pass of the season. 3rd and 3. Field goal from here is 49, 50 yards. He'll try to get the first down with Jones. He'll be denied. So at the 33, it'd be a 50-yard attempt with Yoon. But you see Brian Kelly say, go, 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 go. The Irish are going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and about 2 yards. There are gray areas when coaches map out their plan of go for it, kick a field goal, field position where you are, but there are areas coaches have to make the decision. You saw the decisiveness with Brian there.
Alert play action here on 4th and 2.
4 tight ends. Good call, Doug. There it is. And there's Cole Kmet making the grab at the 13-yard line in front of Malik Antoine. First down, Notre Dame.
Kmet just pulled that ball away. The defense was full, but the safety position, Antoine stays there and has a chance to make a play on the ball. Kmet just goes up strong and pulls it away. Big, tall receivers being strong with their hands.
Gain of 19. Williams is the back. Book keeps it. The bubble screen was covered, so he runs it for no gain. Stanford was ready for that. Gabe Reed tracking down the Irish quarterback. Reed from American Fork, Utah on the stop. Good opening quarter. Welcome to those of you who watch Michigan rally and beat Northwestern in Evanston. That's a trip the Irish will be making coming up in November. Trying to get to 5-0 before the trip to Blacksburg and Virginia Tech next Saturday. Back-to-back scoring drives, all even at 7. It's in the hands of Avery Davis on the edge. Davis, the speedy back, converted quarterback, takes it to the 6.
Getting out on the perimeter. He's got his receivers out there working for him. Avery Davis out of the backfield does a great job. But watch 83 Claypool stay with his block. Watch this. Stay after him, stay after him, stay after him. Put him on the ground.
Claypool you see on special teams as well. He makes big impact plays. Notre Dame changed personnel, so they allow Stanford to do the same. 3 tight ends on 3rd and 2, and Book back up top. End zone. Wisher hangs on. Touchdown Notre Dame. Nick Wisher.
He comes across in motion, and 15 Pritz gets fooled and heads to the flat. And they double the guy in the flat, and there's Wisher all by himself. Nice snatch. Reached up and grabbed it with both hands. That ball almost sailed over, so look at his fingertips.
That's one thing we see. We come to practice often doing so many of the home games, and Nick Wisher has a terrific set of hands, and the speed and velocity, the revolutions on that ball from Book, and Wisher hauled it in. Justin Yoon for the extra point. Number 2 on the Irish all-time scoring list. Has added 2 so far. Last 3 drives, touchdowns. Wisher with his 2nd touchdown catch. And the Irish back on top. Back in 30. About to start for Ian Book, 6 of 7, 70 yards and a touchdown. He also has 4 rushes for 16 yards. And Nick Wisher, the graduate student from Midlothian, Illinois, grabs a touchdown for the 2nd week in a row. 2 last year. And Doug, we were both kind of sensing maybe a defensive struggle a little bit. Now it feels like everybody's taking the jacket off, loosen the tie. Dig in here.
Turn it loose. Play loose and relax and go get him. I'm waiting to see some of these Stanford receivers and tight ends go up for those same type of plays that Claypool was trying to go after.
Jonathan Dorr, this is going to be caught at the goal line, and Cameron Scarlett will bring it out. And Chase Claypool, the starting receiver. We mentioned his special teams prowess earlier with the tackle. And KJ Costello will get it going at the 16-yard line to get everybody in line. Love with the carry. Bryce Love's going to gain 4 to the 20 as this first quarter comes to an end. Good start to this one. After 1, Notre Dame 14, Stanford 7. Back to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local station. Glad you're with us this Saturday night. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC, presented by Michelin. Mike Tirico, Doug Flutie, Catherine Tappan, Terry McCauley, our rules analyst in the booth. Rob Highland, Pierre Musa, our great team. They're leading the way downstairs in the truck. Quarter 2 begins. We've had touchdowns on the last 3 possessions. 14-7 Notre Dame in this matchup of top 10 teams to end September. Quarter starts with 2nd and 5. Tillery got in the face of Costello, but he hangs in there and completes it to Arcega-Whiteside. First down at the 28-yard line.
99 Tillery, a little slap, maybe a little bit of a head slap there, but he gets in a hurry on the quarterback, gets a hit on the quarterback. He has been phenomenal all year long, especially in the run game.
Jerry Tillery, 3 sacks so far this season. You mentioned a consistent force inside against the run. But Costello's heating up. He started 0 for 3. The junior's hit his last 5 passes. 28, a lot of bodies left, and everybody heading that way to lead the path for Love. Turns the corner, and Bryce Love's to the 35-yard line. It's where they'll mark him. 3 shy of the first down.
Tell you what, he's got a burst because Tavon Coney, number 4, comes running through cleanly. He stutter steps a little bit and just outruns him to the corner and turns the corner.
He's got really good cornering speed too.
Like when he holds the rail there,
yeah,
coming around that edge instead of falling out of bounds, tripping over himself like I would. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he is just so explosive.
He's got it all. That's movement.
Little bit early on the right tackle.
Yep, on the right tackle, 18 Hall.
Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's almost like he thought he lined up a little too close to the line and had to back up 6.
Just to get ready, it's a Stanford team that averages 6 penalties a game. Notre Dame only averages 4. 2 disciplined teams, well-coached teams as well. Can't spend enough time around David Shaw. What a terrific influence he is on these players. Brian Kelly has great respect for how Stanford's program is built. David Shaw the same. Both administrations, institutions, football teams love going against each other. Costello shot play down the field. Arcega, no, check that. It's Osiris St. Brown with the catch. Inside the 35. He's going to go all the way down to the 25-yard line for a 45-yard pickup. Osiris St. Brown on the grab.
Just a switch release and blows by on his release, and he's gone. Expecting a switch and put the feet in the ground first. Just a fraction of a second was Jalen Elliott. He was expecting another receiver to come underneath and hesitated, and now all of a sudden he was 5 yards behind.
And Notre Dame fans know the St. Brown family so well. Equanimous St. Brown was here for 3 years, now with the Green Bay Packers. And now Osiris St. Brown, Equanimous' brother, with the grab there. Slant caught by Irwin, hit hard, but a first down for Trenton Irwin working underneath Osmar Bilal.
Costello's running the show. He's in total control. Those under routes, he felt off the play action. The linebacker level steps up, boom, little easy completion. The ball, the corner route, he sees what's happening right away. Good decisions. He's still dying. This is the area of the field now where if you get a single high safety and there's an extra guy in the box, it's one-on-one on the outside. These are the jump ball areas for the outside receivers.
This is the 8th start he's had against a team that's ranked. So the depth of the Pac-12, the quality of the Stanford schedule, a lot of big-time games. He's played well. 2nd and 1 here, looking end zone, putting it up top with a lot of contact and a flag thrown. Arcega-Whiteside and Pride were tied up, and this is going to be on Notre Dame.
Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
We have to distance. You need to see the play first here to see the beginning of the contact.
Well, the way Notre Dame wants to play this is to stay underneath the receiver and create a little contact, but he's just got a full grip on and fighting through him, shoving him to the ground, and it's a easy call for the official. But Notre Dame wants to stay underneath because the Stanford receivers in past weeks have always just kind of made a little contact, turned around and boxed out. The ball is underthrown high, and he just goes up and makes a play. So Notre Dame would like to stay under that route, make the throw go up and over.
And the flag was thrown in the end zone for the infraction occurring in the end zone, not earlier in the route. So the ball will be put at the 2-yard line, and it's 1st and goal Stanford. And they bring a whole mess of big people like they usually do. With Reagan Williams, the fullback, leading the way. The pitch to Love, and the Irish were waiting for that one. Tillery, Kareem, bunch of folk over there.
Well, a lot of big offense. But hey, when was the last time number 54 went in motion? When did you have a 54 go in motion, Coach?
Stanford.
Dalen Hayes stays home, keeps contained. Actually, the last time Stanford was here in Bryce Love's first start, this exact play was his first touchdown.
Costello on the boot, throws it to Love, turns upfield. What a play by Drew Tranquil. The Irish leading tackler forces 3rd and goal.
Roy Tranquil comes up, makes a nice tackle coming off of this to the right. He's flying up to make the play, but I'll tell you what, 84 Parkinson had a step to the corner and had a chance for a touchdown. Great reaction up, sure tackle on Love. He commits, man. When he comes downhill, he's all out.
Play clock running down.
Whiteside down the bottom, one-on-one.
Single Whiteside at the very top of your screen. 3rd and goal. Costello looking that way, going that way. Arcega Whiteside pulls it down from Julian Love, and it's a touchdown for Stanford. That is what he does. 8th touchdown of the season.
So Notre Dame wants to stay underneath it. Whiteside doesn't let him. He keeps a relationship where he kept him on his inside hip anyway. And then the ball's put just a little to the outside. All it is a box out, like basketball. Put it to my outside hip. Here you go. Here's my relationship. Leaning on each other, ball to the outside. Great ball position on the throw by Costello. He trusts his receiver, and Arcega Whiteside goes up, makes a play.
They run those fades differently. They don't run them to the back corner, to the back pylon. It's just a box out. It's basketball. There's a lot of hand fighting both ways. Jet Toner adds the extra point. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns. On a roll here, and so is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Gonna have a lot more of these this year. Touchdown catch number 8 of the year. All tied at 14. The great coaches in this rivalry, including Newt Rockne and Pop Warner, who were the coaches when these teams met in the Rose Bowl nearly a century ago. The Rockne statue outside sees many a picture taken when folks come to South Bend. And if you came tonight, you came to a good game. Great setting. As we said, temperature in the 50s, that first full week of fall. And a terrific start to this one, all even at 14. We're going to talk about all that hand fighting in the end zone because fans get frustrated when they watch it. We're going to bring an expert in to discuss that after this kickoff by Jake Bailey. And it's going to be a touchback. 2:03, Notre Dame, full boat of timeouts. Ian Book throws the slant. It's caught, gain of a dozen. Boykin with a grab for the 5th time in this half.
What a difference. I mean, you're pinned down on the 1-yard line 2 minutes ago in the half. You're conservative with the ball. You're not going to take any chances. Now you're out at the 20, first down completion. You're off and running into the 2-minute offense.
5 for 54 for Boykin. Book design run. They'll take it to the 35-yard line, just shy of the 36. First down pickup of 3. So Notre Dame trying to do the old Patriots thing here. The thing Belichick loves to do: score, halftime, get the ball back, and score again. Big momentum builder. Look on the out right there as Boykin makes the break. First down at the 46-yard line.
It's not bad coverage. Holden's right there. He's playing off, so he breaks hard on the throw, but the timing and the placement of the ball is perfect.
See if Stanford can get a pass rush, something they have been missing this year. It is being given and being taken. The out in front of Holder. Boykin grabs 7 of this first half.
If you're efficient in the pass game, if there is off coverage, that is stealing to you as a quarterback and receiver.
Right. Still off coverage again. Now Boykin a little deeper. And Boykin's got it again. He made a move. Boykin inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. Sean Barton saves a touchdown. 43 on the game.
Boy, this time the corner did roll up. He rolls up. He stays short, so you hit the little short corner route in between the safety. Beautiful ball placement again and timing.
Irish walking it down the field, 1:01 to go. Everything's covered. Book buying time. Got a block, taken off, and gets out of bounds. Game 2 on the play. 47 seconds, still a full complement of timeouts for Notre Dame.
He's got the little fish hook move down where you start to step to the right and spin back out to the left.
He's got Tony Jones next to him. It's 2nd and 8. 5 options to throw. Book gets away from the rush. Book throws. End zone touchdown. What a play to reset and find Chase Claypool. But a flag down. Flag down in the end zone.
Holding. Defense, number 10. The penalties decline. The result of the play, touchdown.
Just sliding and moving inside the pocket. Tommy Kramer on Alfieri almost gets a hold here, a little takedown. But great shifting of the feet, moving. And watch the body. Just a little snap of the hips. Wow. Throw back from the left to the right. Little turn the hips, open up, sidearm that thing in there. That's being an athlete. It's a short stop.
Yep. Pivot and throw. Fire. And good awareness with the eyes upfield. Justin Yoon. 3 extra points tonight. 12 points away from #1 on the all-time list. 21-14 Notre Dame. Liam McHugh, Chris Sims, State Farm halftime report coming up after these messages and a word from New York, the local station. And back here at Notre Dame Stadium on this 54-degree overcast night, Irish lead by 7. First half stats brought to you by Michelin. Notre Dame 307 yards, good balance in production. They've run it on a 2-to-1 ratio compared to pass attempts and have held Bryce Love in check as Liam and Chris were talking about 13 carries, 69 yards for Love, 39 of them coming on 1 carry. And Brian Kelly's team will get the ball to start this second half as David Shaw's team is a heck of a lot closer than they were at halftime a week ago. Oregon had a big advantage, was knocking on the door of a 31-7 lead.
Or in the 4th quarter, or in the minute and a half, 2 minutes ago.
Able to get it done in the end in Eugene. Try to come from behind here. Winner stays perfect through the first month of the season. Michael Young will let it go. It'll be a touchback. Irish take over the 25, and here's Catherine Tappan.
Well, Mike, Brian Kelly told me at halftime that he thought his quarterback, Ian Book, was hesitant early on in this game. It's a big stage here tonight, but he liked the way that he settled in. Dexter Williams making his season debut. 99 yards in the first half, including a touchdown, was no surprise to Brian Kelly. He said he knew he had big playability, and it's important that his production continues with Jafar Armstrong out. David Shaw told me his team has got to tackle better and close the lanes to run. He told me Ian Book is a very nifty quarterback. We have to keep him in the pocket, Mike.
All right, Tap, great stuff from 2 head coaches who have a great deal of respect for one another. First down, it's a run. It's Dexter Williams getting across the 30-yard line to the 31, so they continue to use Williams here, coming off his best summer in terms of physical conditioning, attention to detail, and after that 4 games out, big impact here tonight. First down. Boykin, back shoulder throw, incomplete. Elijah Holder was all over him in coverage. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
With Wimbush, there were a lot of design quarterback runs. With Ian Book, yeah, he runs a little bit of that, but it's more off the scramble, holding on to the ball to make the play down the field in the pass game.
And let's just say this about the individual, a kid who is loved and respected by his team. We asked Brian Kelly, how's he been? And he said, I grade him an A- this week. His preparation has been excellent. He said if his week was an A grade, something would be wrong. But he was upset. He's down a little bit, but he didn't show it in his preparation. He prepared like he was the starter this week. A lot of credit to that young man handling that situation. 3rd and 9 for Ian Book, chased by Reed. Throws complete. Fink turned it upfield and got a first down. To the 45 for Chris Fink. The senior from Dayton keeps this drive going with a gain of 16-yarders.
Great job of extending the play, and Barton's drifting, finally has to commit to the quarterback. Boom, pulls the trigger, completion.
Book keeping, running to the edge, and be pushed out of bounds by Joey Alfieri.
And that last play, that's a basketball play. That's a draw defender to you, put it over his head. Is he going to back up? Is he going to come to you?
Chip Long's be able to go a little bit deeper on that play card now and do some of the pass stuff that will set up runs and vice versa. Bounce to the outside this time for Tony Jones. He'll get the first down and get out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Irish on the move. Let's go down to Catherine.
Like, according to Chris Fink, the transition for Brandon Wimbush to Ian Book has been seamless. He told me this week that Book has a great comfort level with the offense, and his quiet confidence makes him a great leader. He said the biggest thing he saw with Book in their game against Wake Forest, his ability to finish in the second half, something he knows will be critical tonight if the Irish want to get the win, Mike.
And part of him seamlessly taking over. It's a big spot in that locker room and beyond. Book in trouble here, gets rid of it, kept it alive. It's caught by Michael Young, dancing, trying to keep the loss to a minimum, and he'll lose 2, maybe 3 yards. You got to keep everybody involved and together, because you know the way things go during a season, you're probably going to need both quarterbacks.
Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have pulled it here. Maybe made a mistake there. But now look at the athleticism, avoiding getting away. This is the most athletic 3-yard loss of the day by both receiver and quarterback.
It's tough, Doug. You know, you've lived through these situations. It's a challenge for both individuals.
No doubt about it. I mean, it is. Even the guy becoming the starter, you're walking on eggshells a little bit.
Avery Davis out of the backfield with the release. Cannot get away from Sean Barton, who covered a lot of real estate to set up a 3rd and long. And
then Brandon Wimbush has been nothing but a winner. Class act. Continue to work hard. You've got to support the starter, but you're still going to be ready and prepared. And Brandon will. I mean, there'll be a situation where he's definitely needed at some point during this season.
Hey, we saw the situation with Clemson. Kelly Bryant says he's going to transfer. Trevor Lawrence plays, gets hurt in the first half against Syracuse. And Chase Bryce bailed him out with that one big play on 4th down. Otherwise, Clemson's championship dreams would be over right now. Interesting dynamic. Credit to the individuals handling it for the moment here. 3rd and 10. Book out of traffic on the run. Not going to get there. He'll be stopped at the 20. It's 4th and 2. It's a 7-point game. Right around the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter. And Brian Kelly's going to take the chance to go up 2 possessions. You like this decision?
Absolutely. Kick the field goal, get the 2-possession lead. You had a nice drive. Stanford has definitely turned up the pressure, trying to bring a 5-man rush, trying to contain but push the pocket. And Ian Book is feeling that a little bit.
So Justin Yu will go for his 6th field goal on the season. It will be a 37-yard attempt. And Yoon out of the Book hole. That's his 48th career field goal for the Fighting Irish. 3rd all-time in that list. And continues to move up. He's now 9 points shy of the all-time Notre Dame scoring record. All right, that's Bryce Love back there. Stanford wants to get something going. Will he get his hands on this kickoff? Yeah, Dora hit a line drive. So here comes Love from the 3, looking for space up the middle of the field, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line. Well, from the 38, and Costello zips it. Julian Love gets a hand in there and knocks it away from J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. They've really worked hard on getting their hands on footballs as defensive backs here this year.
What coverage? The rotation goes away. He is one-on-one. Puts his foot in the ground, breaks on the ball, gets a left hand in there and knocks it away. You cannot cover any better than that. It's not like a true press coverage where he had his hands on him from the beginning. He was playing just a couple yards off. He was going to cover any route he runs.
Record-setting, breaking Clarence Ellis's mark from back in the late 60s and early 70s. 2nd and 10. Notre Dame's been getting good pressure of late. Costello clean that time to Trenton Irwin. Scoops it up at the 43-yard line. 3rd and 5 coming up. So many slant plays in college football now. The quick offensive plays. And the mindset, the mantra from defensive coordinator Clark Lee has been fit, front, and finish on these passes to get hands there. So even though it comes close to a catch, a late hand on an arm with a ball to knock it away. And Love and Prime, the 2 corners, have been really good throughout the first month of the season. 3rd and 5. Notre Dame showing pressure, bringing 5, now 6. As Costello throws, middle of the field's open. Irwin on the run. Trenton Irwin picks up a block and goes down to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 29, and a big one for the Cardinal on 3rd down.
Boy, what patience on his route. There's some protection from behind. It's going to be a little double move slant, a little nod to the outside and in, and bang, right in rhythm. Just great patience by Irwin on the move. He didn't just rush it in there. He gave a good, decisive outward move, 2 steps to the out, and then back to the post.
Record-setting high school receiver, child actor from Valencia, California. They call him Mr. Reliable on this team, Trenton Irwin, with a big grab there. So the penalty, the 3rd down conversion. Now from the 28. Costello hit by Kareem and brought down. Colin Kareem, injured earlier, comes in to get the 2nd Notre Dame sack of the night.
It's Kareem on Little out at left tackle, and he just beats him around the edge. Here he is on the outside. Look at him in a sprinter stance, getting down. He gets low, comes underneath, knocks the arms off, and he's right there. That's a short corner. He almost knocks the ball out.
Kareem, Aquara, Hayes, all juniors, have really made a big impact on this Notre Dame front 4 this year. 2nd and 16. Aquara forces Costello to step up. Nearly intercepted by Tranquil. It all feeds in. The pressure forced him to step up. Costello couldn't complete the throw, and he almost got picked off.
Yeah, it's Julian Aquara coming around the edge to get pressure. Then he steps up into the mix, and it's, I believe, Jerry Tillery with the hit. And then the ball's up for grabs, and Drew Tranquil's going to be thinking about this one all night. Didn't quite get there. I mean, Tillery's just pushing the pocket in the lap of the quarterback once he steps up.
From here, a field goal will be 52. Their kicker has the distance to get it there. It's 3rd and 16. Costello reads it and throws it. It'll be a gain of 6 to make the field goal a little bit closer. As Nick Coleman is there to wrap up J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And that's a smart play. Try to get it back to a 1-possession game. Higher percentage field goal attempt for the good kicker, Jet Toner.
Takes it from over 50 yards down to a 46-yarder, legitimate attempt. Those are big yards. That's the area where I would always call a safe route or a quarterback draw, because it's a long yardage situation to pick up that 1st down, but you need that yardage for the field goal.
This would equal his long, 46. Popped to 46 at Utah last year. He has plenty of leg for it. High snap brought down well, and Toner bangs it through. Job well done by Jake Bailey, the punter. Doubles as the holder, brought down a high snap. And it's a 7-point game.
It wasn't intentional.
Yes, it was. Come on, Doug. Sweetie. There's going to be a touchback. Check on that Notre Dame offensive front. Here's Catherine down on the field.
Yeah, Mike, 5th-year senior left guard Alex Bars will not return tonight. He has a left knee injury. He spent some time in the medical tent. Brendan Wimbush actually went in to offer him some encouragement. He's going to stay on the field to be with his teammates tonight, but he will get a full evaluation after this game.
All right, thank you, Catherine. It's so disappointing for a young man who has really become the leader on this team. He and Sam Mustafa are the 2 captains, the left guard and the center. And as we said before, Rulin, 57, will step in. With 2:16 left in this 3rd quarter. Each team a field goal in the 3rd. That's through the hands of Alizé Mack, incomplete. And he had some room to run, but Alizé couldn't secure it.
Yeah, he was off and moving. It was a simple little throw underneath, and he's catching that ball running.
Max coming off 2 of his best games. Did such a good job in the Vanderbilt game of handling pressure. And then at Wake Forest, it was a 6-catch game. The Vanderbilt game was more his blocking and getting the job done, fending off low attempts to bring him down. Jones is shaken up. Tony Jones took a hit, and he is hurt. So Brian Kelly has no Jafar Armstrong, a running back with 5 touchdowns, most of the team this year rushing. And now no Tony Jones Jr. It's a pass on 3rd and 7, which is caught by Boykin for his 9th reception of the game and a first down.
Well, you know, great coverage. Holders press coverage on a big receiver. Great position, ball right off his ear. Great ball placement.
Boykin in some pain as well. Stayed out there as they run it for about 3 yards up the middle with Williams. Williams and Avery Davis, a couple of the backs who they have available right now.
That fade route in particular, that ball was thrown quickly. And I've always, when it's that way, I'd like to throw it early and get it there before the DB can even get his head around. And that's how Ian Book threw that fade route.
2nd and 7. Book rolls and throws sideline to Claypool. It's going to be shy of the first down, about a yard shy, right in front of Paulson and Debo, the outstanding sophomore corner for the Cardinal.
Moving the pocket a little there. As Stanford has picked up the pressure, that's become quicker rhythm throw. Get the ball out or move the pocket.
Up the middle, Williams. Dexter Williams again to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 17 before Buncombe, the safety, brought him down.
Well, Rulin's in the game at left guard. Watch him do a double team here and get a little bit of push. Now it's still cut all the way backside, but the senior steps in and does his job.
From the 26, big pickup by Williams with the pressure as Book gets rid of it and incomplete. It's an incomplete pass. It wasn't a pretty play, but almost a big loss for Stanford there.
Great pressure. Just bringing it. Like I said, they're starting to blitz. Stanford's bringing all the pressure. Okereke is the guy getting through there to get the hit, but what an athletic play to off his back foot. He threw this ball about 40 yards to get it to out of bounds. Now it's a little dangerous because if you get hit at all and it doesn't get there, it's going to be picked.
Second and 10. Ian Book setting up the screen for Williams, and running through was Mustafa Branch to make the play. His cousins are Dion Branch, the Patriot star from back in the day, and older Cliff Branch, Raiders days. That family's made a lot of football plays, and Mustafa's got the speed to add to it.
If he doesn't get there, that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
He basically backdoored the block, cut through, and just closed the gap and made a great open field tackle.
Ian Book's going to pull the reins in here and take it to the other side for the 4th quarter. Each team with 3 into the 3rd, and off we go to the 4th. Notre Dame 24, Stanford 17. And back at Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local station. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC, presented by Michelin. Notre Dame scored 14 in the first. Stanford 7, been even since. Off we go to the 4th. Irish lead by 7.
What a day.
And Tommy is out for 4 games. This is the game he returns, and boy, do they need him. Book on the slant. Claypool hangs on with the catch. Inside the 20, it's a Notre Dame first down to the 17. And we'll go under 9 minutes here. Very important couple of snaps coming up for Stanford's defense.
When Ian Book makes a decision, it is very decisive. He goes with it, commits to the throw, because this is tight coverage. And he just sees it quickly and sticks it in between 2 defenders.
He wanted a false start there. Didn't get the whistle, and they get Williams carrying Cardinal defenders down to the 9, to the 8-yard line.
There's Rule and pulling with the block, but it's just power after contact. Keep the legs churning, keep them falling forward. That's 5-6 yards after contact.
From the 7, Book will sling it. It's caught by Boykin. Boykin's in the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
So this time off the zone read action, he throws it out here to Boykin, and he gets blocks from Fink and Claypool. Unblocked defender coming from the inside, so you sprint for the corner to get away from him. His buddies stay on their blocks, create a crease, and he's in standing up.
And Ian Book has thrown 3 touchdowns on the night. One to Wisher, one to Claypool, and now Boykin. Justin Yoon with the extra point. Boykin has 144 yards, 11 receptions, and that touchdown that put Notre Dame up 14, 31-17, as Ian Book solidifies that job with a very good night at home. KJ Costello has no Bryce Love, and he is facing a lot of heat already. No return on the Cameron Scarlett touchback. And it's a throw ball game now for the Cardinal. Intercepted. Tavon Coney down inside the 20-yard line.
It's just a little 6-yard out, and Coney breaks under the route and gets the pick. Great coverage. This is usually a gimme route for quarterbacks. You know, it's your little tight end on a 6-yard out route. Coney breaks on it. He gets underneath the route, and then he said he was a running back. He wanted the opportunity to run with the ball.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, intercepting team number 11. His first of the game, a 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
Just trying to listen to the call there, the unsportsmanlike, and what it was flagged for. Coney comes up with his first interception. And he had talked to us yesterday about the opportunity to get in coverage and make plays. And he was able to get his hands on the ball for the first time and comes up with a turnover there. But the 15 yards back up the Irish to the 35. Avery Davis the back. Book's looking. Oh, wide open. Alizé Mack. Good night. Touchdown Notre Dame. What a call.
You take your shot plays after the turnover. You always want to keep right back after him and get it in the end zone. Just a great play call, design. You're crossing receivers and flowing everything to the right. Mack is the tight end. He's over on this side. He's going to sneak across. Block, block, block. Hesitate across the field. Nobody home on the backside. Great play design. Chip Long.
A lot of credit to the second-year offensive coordinator, Justin Yoon. That's through the extra point. Mack joins the touchdown parade. Book has thrown 4. Mack finding the end zone to run a one-play drive after the turnover. His first TD of the year. The Irish are on their way. Two touchdowns in 14 seconds. The Boykin touchdown, the Coney interception, and Alizé Mack catches Ian Book's 4th touchdown pass of the night. And all of a sudden, a tight game has become a 21-point Notre Dame lead, and Bryce Love still being looked at. Touchback on the kick. Now Stanford without Love has to be in express mode with 8 to go. KJ Costello hit by Tillery. The ball's out again, and it's recovered by Stanford. Walker Little, the tackle got on it. That's another sack. Tillery's got a couple. 4 for the Irish tonight.
Little twist stunt here. He comes out. We're coming under. Pushes the tackle out wide and then back underneath him. Just the pass rush, you know, Costello last week, the game was put in his hands in the 4th quarter. Start throwing the football, it brought him back. This week, when they've had to go to that, they can't protect.
It's pass rush.
They cannot protect. You give them an opportunity.
Loss of 10, 2nd and 20. They're at him again. Tillery got him again. Oh my goodness. What a performance by Tillery.
Basically the same spot. He starts out. He's going to just come out a little bit, but it's just pure pass rush. Dalen Hayes give him a little push at the end to get there, maybe. Straight through. It's beating Hamilton on the left side of the offensive line, right side of the defensive line. He's a handful. And the pass rush has been a difference this year for Notre Dame in general. All those pressures you were just talking about, that hasn't been here in a handful of years. It's a team that prides himself on being strong up front. Their extra tight ends, their extra offensive line, and being a physical team. that tells you how good a pass rush they're facing tonight.
And 3rd and 28. They've got no receivers in the game right now. They're just going to run the ball and try to get out of here in one piece. Coney with the tackle on the run to the 15-yard line. As the players come off the pile there, Trevor Spates had the carry there. Spates carries because of the injury to Bryce Love. Love, who dealt with a high ankle sprain after the Oregon game throughout the season last year, was tracked down from behind by Julian Okwara, who came down on his left ankle as he was pulling him down. We saw Love get up gingerly, walk to the sideline in the tent, then went back towards the locker room or somewhere else to get the full medical attention here before the Cardinal fly back to Palo Alto tonight. Chris faked the fair catch at the 38. Under 6 minutes to go. Notre Dame, number 8 in the country, with an impressive performance tonight. With the Irish coming up with a very big fourth quarter on both sides of the ball to take this 38-17 lead. Avery Davis runs to the left, and he'll get to the 42-yard line. Doug, you look at opponents and you spend the whole year trying to figure out what's going to happen. I think college football, because of a tight 12-game regular season, people spend so much of the offseason guessing. I mean, everyone had Clemson in the playoff, and they were a play away from losing to Syracuse at home as a 3.5 touchdown underdog today. So you just can't get too far ahead. It's still just September, but Notre Dame's put themselves in a really good position if they can close this game out going forward the next 2 months. 2nd and 5. Davis left, got pulled down by a face mask. The ball comes out as well. You have to check that, but in all likelihood, a face mask penalty will be called here on Stanford.
And as you look down the road at the schedule for Notre Dame, Virginia Tech lost their quarterback. Florida State not as good as you would have anticipated this year.
Stanford with the recovery here.
Pretty sure this has to be a face mask and called back. So in getting past this game,
Jordan Fox, player pulled. Now the question is, what was it? Was it a face mask here? They're having a conversation.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They'll take it to the 44 of Stanford. Go ahead, Doug.
You know, so you look ahead down the road at games that you really anticipated being very difficult games, and all of a sudden potentially Notre Dame's got a shot at those, and it may not be quite as daunting as you thought. And then of course at USC at the end of the season, USC always very talented and tough at USC,
and we know the
but
records,
it's possible.
Yeah, the records matter very little in that game so often. I mean, you thought Virginia Tech was done when Josh Jackson, their quarterback, gets hurt. They put up a good performance in the 31-14 win at Duke tonight, as Jameer Smith comes in, the freshman running back, gets the carry, and for Smith, that is his 3rd. He had 2 in the game against Wake Forest. Northwestern didn't look like they were going to be a dangerous team. Michigan to the very edge. We mentioned earlier the Syracuse game that they'll have with Yankee Stadium. So it's so hard to look down the road. But this was one Notre Dame had to have for having hopes of the playoff down the line.
The way they've managed this game. They took over on the defensive line. They finished the game, which they didn't do earlier in the year. I know Ian Book's a quarterback. It's a different team right now, and they're just gaining momentum. We anticipated a low-scoring, tight ball game.
Yep.
Ball's loose.
Yep, that ball loose too. Notre Dame on it at the 41-yard line. Remember, it was a last late turnover by Oregon that gave Stanford incredible life to come back and win that game in overtime in Eugene. But it's a much different ask with 3:40 to go in this one and a 21-point margin.
Yeah, but there were 2 of them. There was a snap over the quarterback's head, went a touchdown the other way, and then the fumble and under a minute to go. 2
huge plays. Jerry Tillery has 4 sacks officially tonight. It's the most by a Notre Dame player in the Brian Kelly era, most going back since 2005. It's a phenomenal performance. As Brian Kelly runs down, takes a timeout before the play clock runs out with 3:17 to go.
Prior to delay a game, timeout Notre Dame, their first of the half. 30 seconds.
He is a handful. He uses his hands so well in his pass rush, and his power, just putting the guard back in the quarterback's lap, going all the way through to the... Then he gets, you know, a couple of the one-on-one moves where he's going after him. Here he has the quarterback step up into his lap. But here, he's not even doing it. He's twisting to try to open a gap for someone else, and boom, he steps back underneath and makes the sack. So he's in a rhythm now. So it's like, the heck with this. I'm going for it. There's number 4, gets a little help from his friend, Dalen Hayes, with a little push to make sure he gets there. I'll tell you, he's very... He came in as a freshman, a man, and he had used his hands well. As a freshman, they raved about his pass rush moves. And he's just gotten better and better.
And you might remember the incident in the USC game a couple of years ago out there. Jerry Tillery came back through 2017, eyes open, different guy. We did a halftime interview with him a couple of weeks ago that aired. And Jerry Tillery is one of the most interesting young men you'd ever find. Ian Book running in trouble, flipping it forward, and it's caught by Jameer Smith. No linemen were downfield. First down, Notre Dame.
How's my athlete doing at quarterback? How's his basketball player with the backhand shovel? Of course, the heart's in the throat on the coaching staff when they see this go up in this situation. But he's just moving around. This wasn't a risky thing to Ian. He saw it ahead of him. He flipped it.
And a good job by those offensive linemen not running downfield and staying there.
It's the only way he could get the ball there unless he threw it left-handed.
Aaron Banks, by the way, has been in this entire drive at left tackle in place of Liam Eichenberg. So it's a second line left side, if you will, with the Barnes injury from earlier. Trevor Ruland over there as Jameer Smith, the freshman from Stanford, North Carolina, runs to the left. The Stanford team, as we mentioned, they still have a path to success in the Pac-12. They'll play at Washington in a huge game. They'll play Utah coming up next. That Utah defense is fierce. So a tough defense here tonight. We get Utah next week. Then Herm Edwards and that crew down in Tempe, they got something going. Never fun in the Palouse with Mike Price. They'll be coming to the farm. And you see the rest of the schedule down the stretch. And David Shaw, a guy who has been a part of this program for a long time. 21 years, a player, a coach. His dad was a coach there. We talked to him about Stanford, and he's said it's such a great institution. One of the reasons he stays and doesn't go to the NFL. They're training leaders, people who change whatever industry they go into. He said you can run into the bookstore when you have recruits there, and there's Katie Ledecky. There's so many different people who you find on campus. He said, you're a quarterback there, you're just one of many special cool people on that campus. And that's what energizes a really fine guy who's molding a lot of great people at Stanford.
Didn't say you run into Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks in the bookstore.
Oh, yeah. I'm going out to Stanford to visit. I'd like to say hi to Tom Hanks.
Smith gets the first down, and that'll clinch it. That'll do it. And the Irish will get a really big win.
Very impressive. Finished the fourth quarter. Ran out the clock with the offense on the field.
You see NBCSN, we're going to have a Notre Dame post-game show for you tonight. Liam McHugh and Chris Sims going to get all the reaction to this Ian Book 4-touchdown, 278-yard night. Jerry Tillery's 4-sack game. And the Irish get set to go to Blacksburg. It's never easy against Bud Foster's defense. They're coming off a win. The games get more important the deeper you go. But every test in September has been answered in grand style, even with a quarterback change. And Ian Book has his first home win as the Notre Dame quarterback.
You're stepping in as a quarterback, replacing a guy that's been winning for a year and a half. And he goes out there and plays like there's no pressure on him, like he's just out there for a Sunday drive and doing his thing. He was very comfortable from beginning to end.
The man from Sacramento beats the team from Palo Alto. Brian Kelly and David Shaw exchange greetings there. And, of course, the concern for Stanford will be the health of Bryce Love here down the line. This game was 14-14. Notre Dame scored 24 of the last 27. Here's Catherine with Coach Kelly.
Coach, offensively, your team was clicking on all cylinders. A defensive, solid performance tonight. What most impressed you about this win?
You know, we played 4 quarters. We were physical. You know, we were the better team tonight in all phases. You know, defensively, we got after the quarterback. Costello's a good player, and we didn't give him much time. Jerry Tiller couldn't block him tonight. And then, you know, obviously offensively, the ability to run the football tonight against a really good football team. That's top 10 football team. Anytime you can do that, run the football, good things will happen.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mike?
550 yards on 88 plays. They ran 37 more plays than Stanford. Dominating performance. Brian Kelly's full press conference is available for you on NBCSports.com. Coming up next, except for the West Coast, is your local news, and then the season premiere of Saturday Night Live. Adam Driver hosts Kanye West, the musical guest. We're back here in 2 weeks. It's the Irish against Pitt on NBC. Postgame is on NBCSN right now. With Catherine Tappan, Terry McCauley, Doug Flutie, our producer Rob Hyland, our director Pierre Musa, our entire NBC team, Mike Tirico. Thanks for watching Notre Dame football on NBC, presented by Michelin.